How's it going, beardless brethren? I know you miss my face, I miss yours too. Enough with the pleasantries, let's get into the business. Today I want to talk about foam versus liquid minoxidil, the differences between the two, and maybe which one's right for you. The first thing I want to talk about is the price. Foam minoxidil is generally more expensive than liquid. I think I bought a 3-month supply on Amazon of the foam minoxidil for like $37, and the liquid minoxidil is more like $13 for the same amount. When it comes to price, the liquid minoxidil is hard to beat for low prices, but I do think that the foam is actually worth the price that you pay for it. When I started out, I started with liquid minoxidil because it was cheaper and I didn't want to go buying the most expensive thing if I wasn't actually going to stick with it. That's the approach I took. That might be the approach that you take. You don't have to. If you're sure you want to jump into it, I think the price of the foam might be worth it. Although I think the foam is actually worth what it costs, I'm going to give the edge to the liquid minoxidil for being the cheaper option. Also be aware that prices vary based on brands, so keep that in mind when you're checking things out. Next, let's talk about dry time. The liquid minoxidil will dry on your face somewhere between 60 and 90 minutes from my experience, whereas foam actually dries on your face somewhere between 60 and 90 seconds. To be completely dry, I think the foam minoxidil probably takes like 15 minutes. But it's pretty well dry in your face and not noticeable within 90 seconds. I go to school and I go to work and I really don't want to sit there with minoxidil on my face for 60 to 90 minutes, oftentimes being able to see the greasiness. So I actually think the foam is way more useful when it comes to drying fast, because then you don't have to sit there and have people ask, what's on your face? I'm going to give the edge to the foam minoxidil for this one. We'll talk about side effects in a minute, but let's get into dry skin. When it comes to dry skin, I had a horrible time with liquid minoxidil. There was always like a cloudy white patch around my beard area, and people noticed really bad. I mean, there was like face dandruff all over my shirt all the time. Since switching to foam 2 weeks ago, I have had no problem with dry skin. It's not even really been that itchy. I'm still using lotion, but still, it's amazing not having all the flaky dry skin. I'm going to give the edge to the foam minoxidil for no dry skin. When it comes to side effects, I haven't noticed much of a difference. I still find some unwanted hairs around my eyes and my ears, but nothing crazy. I haven't really experienced too many side effects beyond the dry skin and the extra hairs, so since the foam minoxidil doesn't dry my skin out, personally I give the edge to the foam minoxidil. Everyone's journey is different and everyone's body is different, so the side effects that I feel and that you feel will be different from each other. I would do some more research on what other people have felt based on their experiences with foam or liquid, but for me, I'm going to give the edge to the foam. Let's talk about effectiveness. I started with the liquid minoxidil probably for the first 12 weeks, and then for the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've been using the foam minoxidil. I haven't seen a difference in the effectiveness. Of course, I was probably getting more gains in the beginning because it was the beginning of my journey, but since then I've still been getting continuous gains. Every week has more hair, so I think as far as effectiveness, they're about equal in my book. I think it should be noted that if you already have a beard, or at least more facial hair than I do, it's probably easier to put the liquid minoxidil between the hair of your beard, whereas the foam might actually get stuck on the beard hair more often. As you can see, I only have 2 weeks of growth on my face, and so I've never grown anything more than this, so I can't speak to that for personal experience, but I think it's probably easier to get the liquid in with the dropper rather than your hands with the foam. As far as effectiveness, I'm going to tie them. I don't think there's much of a difference, and I think if there was, people wouldn't be buying them both. Let's talk about ease of use for a minute. I think it should be said that both are not very hard to use. With the foam minoxidil, you have to line up the arrows, take the cap off, try not to fling it everywhere, tip it upside down and fill half the cup, and then spread it around your face. I use my finger, some people use gloves. With liquid minoxidil, it also has a safety cap, at least the Kirkland brand, and then you fill up the dropper to the 1 milliliter line. It's not hard to use either of them, but I am going to give the ease of use to the liquid minoxidil just for the fact that it actually shows you where 1 milliliter is. For the foam minoxidil, you just go by half a cap, which could be a little bit more, could be a little bit less every time you use it. Whereas with this one, you know exactly how to measure out 1 milliliter. So I think for ease of use, I'm going to actually give it to the liquid. With that said, it should be noted that for the hour after using the liquid, you can't touch your face. So if you include that, it might actually be going to the foam, but just strictly putting it on and applying it, they're about equal, but I'm going to give it to the liquid. Let's talk about comfort for a minute. Comfort on your face. I don't think that I ever feel like I'm wearing minoxidil on my face with either of them. However, if I touch my face, I can definitely tell if I have it on or not. For an hour to 90 minutes after using the liquid, you can't touch your face and you can't touch anyone else. If you're a fan of cheek kisses, I would definitely go with the foam. I would say just the fact that it takes so long to dry makes the liquid more uncomfortable than the foam. It's not like I can feel wetness on my face with the liquid. It doesn't stay that wet, but I do think it's a little uncomfortable to keep it on your face for an entire hour. You can't lay down, you can't touch other people, hugs are really difficult. When it comes to comfort, because of the reasons I've said, I'm going to give the edge to the foam. So, I've used both of these products, this one for probably 12 weeks, this one for 2 to 3, and I've got to say, I like the foam a lot better. I heard a lot of people say just go with the foam right away, and I thought I want to make sure I'm invested in this minoxidil thing before I spend $40 on the foam for 3 months. After being invested and being sure about it, I wish that I had started with the foam. It got to a point where I was going to class early in the morning and I couldn't wait for this to dry to go to class. So I was putting this on maybe once a day, every other day maybe. With this one, I have consistently put it on 2 times a day because it dries so fast, it is not a problem. In my opinion, when I used this one, my skin broke out a lot more. My face felt hot after using it. And sometimes I feel the hotness with the foam, but I'm not having the same issues with breaking out. I think the foam is a lot easier on the skin. Definitely wish I had started with it. So if I'm going to make a recommendation to you, I would say bite the bullet and buy the foam. Or try out the liquid for 3 months and then switch to the foam, because this stuff is way better. So if you're worried about being invested, I'd maybe start with this one, but if you're worried about what's best for me, I would start with the foam. If you're interested, links are below, go check them out. It should also be mentioned, I've only used Kirkland. I don't know much about Equate or Rogaine, but if you are interested, let me know. I'll try to answer some of your questions in the comments. But I think the experience of using liquid or foam for any brand is largely the same. Thank you for watching. I love your faces. Please stay safe from the coronavirus. Give the video a like if this helped you out. If you're interested in more of my content, please subscribe to my channel. I make great videos. People love them. Also subscribe if you want to follow my journey. I'll share with you the things that I'm learning along the way. Be kind and gracious to each other. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video.